So within capitalism, the owners of the means of production obviously control the economic system. And Marx said the economic system was central and that everything grew around and reflected the nature of that economic system. But how does that power play out in other parts of society? One of the elements that's important here, one of the mechanisms that is important to understand, is ideology. Marx believed that not only did the capitalists control the economic system, but they also controlled the political system and the ideological system, which means that the ideas and belief systems and values that were considered important in a society were going to be those that reflected the interests of those in power. In his writing, Marx said that the ideas of the ruling class in every epoch are the ruling ideas. So this means that whatever era that we're talking about, those who are in power are the ones who set the rules and also set the belief systems around those rules. Control of the ideas and values in a society are as important as control of the means of production for Marx. The rules and values and ideas of a society are disseminated through a variety of means. We can think about how the educational system, religious systems, and the political system, including our system of laws, can reinforce a particular worldview and a particular mindset, and certainly control certain types of behavior. Perhaps the most often and most famous quote from Marx is that religion is the opiate of the masses. What Marx was talking about here really had to do with the way that the ruling class used religious institutions and religious structures to reinforce their power in society. Control of the mass media is another important way in which the bourgeoisie or the ruling class can maintain their influence by controlling the dissemination of information and ideas. In the United States, most media is controlled by a handful of multinational corporations. And so most of the information that we receive comes from a relatively small group of people, and a group of people who have an economic interest in maintaining the economy as it stands. Did you ever think about why we see so much information about Wall Street in the news, how the Dow Jones is doing, how the S&P is doing, how the stock market's doing overall, but not nearly as much information about the prevailing wage or the unemployment rate or poverty statistics? So we see how the economy runs. In fact, we essentially define a strong economy by how the stock market's doing, not how workers are doing. Marx would look at this and say, this is ideology at work, and this is the role that the media plays in disseminating information about what's good for everyone, and in Marx's view, that means what's good for the ruling class.